Alrighty, gather your ingredients. I used apple cider vinegar, 3 egg whites, ground hemp hearts, baking powder, salt, almond flour, psyllium husk, buckwheat flour, herbs, and some garlic and onion. Heat up your water to a boil and put parchment paper in your loaf pan. You're going to separate your egg whites and make sure that they are at room temperature, and reserve your egg yolks for another. I don't like to waste. Next, you're going to pour 2.5 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar and give both ingredients a good mix. Next, I added 1 1/4 cup almond flour and 1/4 cup buckwheat flour. Just keep in mind it's a 1 to 1/2 cup ratio. You're going to add 3 tablespoons of ground hemp hearts, 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, and 1/2 teaspoon of pink Himalayan sea salt. Now, I typically use ground flax meal, but I ran out, and boy, am I glad that I did, because the hemp hearts were awesome. You're going to add 3/4 cup of your boiling hot water to the mix and get everything incorporated really, really well. Next, I added 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder, garlic powder, parsley, and oregano. You can add really any spices or herbs of your choice depending on what type of flavor you're looking for. Incorporate everything, mixing it, and you're going to want it to form into a dough-like consistency. And I just folded it with my spatula, and I added a little bit more water just so that I see everything's coming together nicely. Put your parchment paper nice and even into your pan. This is very important because the bread will stick. Next, I just dropped spoonfuls of the batter into the pan and started shaping it into a loaf. I kind of smoothed out the sides and the top, but not really pressing down or anything. You still want to keep some of that air because the bread will rise slightly. Place into a 350-degree oven and bake for 1 hour and 14 minutes. This is very crucial, so pay attention to the temp and time. Also, let your bread cool completely. It takes about 30 minutes, and I promise it will be delicious. So my bread is out, and it is gorgeous. It's a very moist bread. It's got lots of air, though, and a nice crust on the top. But it has amazing flavor, and I think you're going to be really happy when you make it. I love to toast it and put butter on it or make sandwiches out of it. This is cut perfect. Look at that. They make the perfect size sandwich, and the flavor is amazing. Let's go make this and give it a try. I want to hear how it works for you. Enjoy.